Hey, what's up guys? Nick from Fit College. Last time I spoke to you a little bit about who I am and my motivators for getting into the industry. What I promised was to discuss a couple of my injuries, and one in particular that was actually something rather fortunate in what could have otherwise been really unfortunate. So, quick little bit of background. I was playing football, it was in the off season, I was literally just filling in for a mate playing sub football. He needed a couple extra players. I turned up, it was supposed to be non-contact, and I got completely laid out by this guy, and it hurt like, it hurt. But that wasn't all. My knee seized up, and it swelled up to the point that I struggled to drive home. I had a buddy follow me home, and I was driving with my left leg because my right was just completely out of action. By the time I got home, it was even worse, and when my dad came out and saw that I was in no position to walk, he effectively carried me inside before getting me off to A&E. I was told by the doctors that I'd torn my anterior cruciate ligament, which again, sounds painful and nasty because it is. However, by the time the swelling had come down, which it needed to in order for them to say uncategorically whether or not my ACL was torn, I found out I'd just blown out a simple muscle, the vastus medialis oblique, or the VMO. It sits just above and slightly medially of the patella, or our kneecap, and I'm going to show you a couple of quick exercises that I had to do during my rehab in order to get it firing again. The beauty of the VMO is it helps with patella tracking, which we need when we perform any kind of flexing movement or bending movement at the knee, which you need for a ton of different gym exercises, as well as some various activities that you perform during life itself. So what do they look like? Let's take a look. You can squat. Sounds funny. I had blown out a muscle, people thought it was my ACL. Usually that means that you can't really perform much because your knees are going to be moving all over the place. But I had to strengthen that. I had to get that working again. So I was encouraged to squat. It was just how they got me squatting. You've probably all got one of these at home, especially those of you that have children. You've probably got somebody out there kicking a football or bouncing a football. It can be a medicine ball, just something round, something that you can squeeze between your legs. What you're going to do is adopt your usual squatting stance, whether that's feet really wide, feet close together, just whatever's comfortable. But you're going to make sure that the ball is in between your thighs and you want to squeeze against the ball. What that's going to do is just help to get the vastus medialis oblique, or the VMO, operating, activating. And then from there, you're just performing your usual squat. Probably best to do it against a wall, but I'm just kind of going to do it freestanding. So I'm coming down as per norm. Just go to as far as is comfortable, as far as depth is, making sure that you're really good as far as chest out, shoulders back, good strong posture, and then pushing back up. You want to be squeezing the ball so that you constantly feel that tension through the quadricep muscles. Also get a little bit of a squeeze through the glutes as well, because you should always be training those anyway. For rehab, you're generally looking to perform upwards of 10-12 repetitions, and you're probably looking at about 3 sets, unless of course your physiotherapist has told you otherwise. The second activity, you'll need a towel. You probably want a cleaner one than this, but if not, just make do. You're going to roll it up the best that you can. As you can see, I'm not overly talented when it comes to folding laundry. My wife would tell you that if she was here. I'm going to sit down onto the floor and I'm just going to roll this up underneath my knee. As you can see, my legs are outstretched. I'm popping the towel underneath the knee, and then what you want to do, place your fingers roughly where the VMO sits, and you're going to try and push your knee back down into the towel. You should be feeling it working, and you're just very subtly going to do that 10 to 12 repetitions, again, probably 3 to 4 sets. Just like this. It's a very subtle movement. So that's it. A rather tricky situation turned out to actually be quite fortunate. I just had to spend about 4 to 6 weeks working on my VMO and get that firing again. And then I was back on the playing pitch. 6 weeks, over 6 months, yeah, I'd take that any day of the week. I also told you that I'd need to apply this and share these learnings with a family member of mine when they experienced an anterior cruciate ligament tear. But I'll save that for another video. So tune in next time.